So it's about -6 outside right now in Cincinnati, and figure this is as good as time as any to talk about like ice baths and things like that. No real production value here, just pure speaking from experience sort of type deals. So I'm by no means an expert on like ice baths and how to take them, but I'm gonna do it real quick. Usually I do it for 2 or 3 minutes, right around like the 38-degree mark. I'm probably gonna get 20 or 30 seconds. Just do my best to like stay cool, but I'll just sort of talk through what I do in order to stay calm during these ice baths. And for me, it just comes down to breath work and just thinking of only taking long inhales and exhales. Don't overcomplicate it, simply just focus on the deep breathing aspect of it. Yeah, it sucks, but it's better than staying in the same position for 40 years and not fixing anything. And this is kind of a stressor that if you put yourself through and you really give yourself a stress early on every day to lean on, then it'll only make you a better person fast forward 5 years from now. So I choose to do what's difficult because I know that it makes me a better person, and something like an ice bath is a bridge and a catalyst for such bigger things in everything that you do. So if you just do an ice bath every day, it'll lead to more positive habits like working out and eating right, and everything else will follow as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in a couple seconds. So I'll stop filming, but basically I'll talk about it in the next clip. But basically my approach is only going to be focusing on deep breaths for as long as I can, and I'll get out maybe 20-30 seconds, but just to get that initial shock. But I want a head to toe cold exposure, and then we'll regroup. So stay tuned. So I think it goes without saying that I don't want to be here, but I've got to be here because I know that it does what's best for me and my future. So I think my hair is freezing as we speak, so this is pretty crazy. I'm gonna get in for a couple seconds, honestly, and just get out. But that's what it is. Broke it with a hammer, and let's freaking do it. All right, let's see how this goes. This is crazy. As funny as this is to say, I feel like it's warmer in here for some weird reason than out. But all right, long breaths. And after a while, your body goes kind of numb. You don't really notice it. Kind of weird. God, this is such a cool experience. To be able to see like everything above the water. God, this is so wild. I did not think that my body would be so relaxed in this weather. I thought it was going to be the coldest thing in the world, but I guess the ice sort of insulates the water a little bit, but it's very cold still. But long inhales and exhales are the key. So kind of nice though. couple seconds and call it a day. Let's get the fuck out. Whew, shit. So it's been about 30 minutes since the cold tub, or 45 minutes. And just to recap and review the experience so far, it was, I mean, definitely cold and a really good experience overall, because I was able to get in my, to my understanding, the coldest this entire winter will be. It was on paper, and the what Apple said the weather was, it was -6, but it said feels like -30, which is crazy. But overall, quick high level overview, the main dog is letting me know his opinion too. So the main thing was, I'll have to regroup. So the main thing was a couple things I didn't think of that I'll have to be better about moving forward. Is next time there's this type of cold where it's like freezing or sub-freezing temperatures, it's a toss-up between wearing Crocs or like flip-flops, because yeah, it would suck going in, but coming out, my feet were already wet, and putting them back into shoes, they get wet, and then they start to get all nasty. So honestly, you're only out there for a couple minutes, and it's not that big of a deal to just put on some flip-flops and just go for it. And again, like, I'm not recommending that people go out in -degree temperatures and take ice baths. Like, please be responsible and only go in for a couple seconds if you need to, but just at least get in some type of cold, whether that's a cold shower or just splash some cold water on your face. But I would wear different shoes next time, probably the Crocs next time around. And one thing I didn't think of is my hand was wet when I touched the metal door, or the doorknob. It like stuck to it a little bit, so I would dry my hands before touching any sort of metal, because that was a little freaky, because my hands and body was numb. So I'm just in a fight or flight response at that moment, and to have that experience on top of the fact that I was just trying to get warm was a little weird, a little freaky. But that was the biggest part. My shoes are good now. Like, they were frozen even after being outside for 20 minutes, because I was just trying to get inside. So that was weird too. But overall, I'm happy and thankful that I did decide to go outside today, being as cold as it was, because it was big. And I don't want to like ramble for too long, but basically the big thing behind cold tubs for me is choosing to do hard things, and hard choices, easy life, easy choices, hard life. And it carries over into everything. So quick story, the cold tubs have led to a lot of other positive influences in my life ever since I've done them. I've started doing them about 4 years ago, once I learned about Wim Hof, who I can go on a whole nother video and topic about that. But basically, huge influence for me, and just looking for ways to challenge myself in my own life and my own experiences. And sure enough, over the past couple of years, I've sort of gotten more and more comfortable taking jobs that are work from home, and just doesn't like put me out as often. So I've gotten more and more comfortable, and sure enough, over the past couple of months, I've had a lot harder time going outside and just doing stuff that are active. So my health has not like declined a lot. I just don't work out as much as I should. I used to work out 3 to 5 to 6 times a week, and I haven't been on top of my game as much as I would like to be. So a couple weeks ago, decided to get a cold tub, or at least a water trough, to be able to put water in, and we're in winter for the next 3 to 4 months, so that'll buy me some time to either save up or figure out how I want to approach it. I used to do a chest freezer in the past. No need to talk about it now, but that has then led to me getting other things that are supporting that overall need for a healthier life. Because if you do get an ice bath and like that's your main focus and that's what you pay attention to, you will then become the person that takes care of themselves. And if you just start with that one habit of just getting in the cold, of cold showers, cold tubs, ice baths, whatever, that will then translate into other things. It will, because you're building these habits of, hey, I'm the type of person that wants to take care of myself. And there's a lot of benefits that come with ice baths. There's improved metabolism, mental clarity, calmer actions throughout the day. You just have a more level head. There's a lot of things that come with it scientifically. But anyway, the cool thing is, ever since just that simple purchase of getting the ice tub or the cold tub, that has then led to me getting other things to support that, because I have been big on excuses over the past couple weeks and months, and I don't need to go outside and walk around. Like, I don't feel the need to, at least. So I want to make it as easy as possible. So I ended up getting a stationary bike, a rower, and a walking treadmill as well, so I can do all of those things within 2 feet of where I work. So I could put the standing desk up and walk on the treadmill for a little bit. If I'm watching a video or a webinar or on a call, who knows, that I don't need to really engage in, I can do the bike, I can do the rower. There's just so many ways to make it easier to get the exercise in, because again, like, I am the type of person to take care of myself, and I've affirmed that or confirmed that based on the fact that I got the cold tub. So I don't think you need to have this huge list of routines that you need to do, whether it's journaling, affirmations, meditations, visualizations, walks out barefoot in the sun. There's no need to do all of those things. Like, they all work, but if I could recommend one thing, it is the cold tub for sure, because that is, in my eyes, the most difficult of all of the routines that people recommend. And that then pairs really well with exercise and breath work, which is a part of Wim Hof's training too, which again, I don't need to make a huge video about, but that is essentially my experience with cold tubs overall, but also my experience today. So if you guys like this, let me know. I'll be happy to make more videos on this stuff and just talk about my experiences with cold tubs and just personal development, self-improvement, all that fun stuff. But the whole goal of this account is to just share raw information on our path to financial freedom and just being better people, being a better person. And it's cool because 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, it'll be cool to look back on this exact moment. And this is my current thought process. Of course, it might change, but it's important to share everything that I possibly can that I found helpful, in the hopes of it helping you, or maybe you coming to me and saying, hey, I do it this way. Let's collaborate and think of a better way to do it. Who knows? Like, there's so many open ways to make this channel better, and I'm happy to hear your feedback. So that's all I've got. Thank you for listening, and we'll stay tuned. Bye-bye.